What's up, guys? It's Chris, and today is a little bit of a different video, obviously because you see gameplay in the background and stuff. I'm not showing my face this time because, I mean, my face gets boring after a while, and I was just like, you know what, I would just put some gameplay in the background because I've been playing a crap ton of Phantasy Star Online too, and I'm starting to pull back on it a little bit now that I've pretty much gotten more or less where I want to be, and I'm not, like, super thirsty to grind for more stuff and all that. Especially since I'm mostly just playing with my friends, who are also just chilling out. So yeah, so like I'm still in the Japanese grind. It's just with ever since that game came out, I've been kind of off of it. But I'm gonna be pretty much back on it like this week. Like I'll be doing a lot more. I mean, it's not like during my first year of Japanese level of stuff, but like I'll be doing more reading and like listening and stuff. Like I'm gonna watch some shows later too. So that's where I'm kind of at right now, and my Japanese hasn't tanked, thankfully. So that's also a thing in case you guys were wondering. But anyways, yeah, it's been like a couple months since I made a video, and I've been talking with a lot of people who well, really one of my friends, new friends that I made, and was really concerned with how people interpret what they should do with the immersion and things like that. And I might touch on these topics later on. But what I want to talk about mainly today is the problem with like making update videos, like for not even Japanese, but just in language learning in general. And for people who have achieved a pretty high level in the language, I don't know if all of you would agree with me, but I think a number of you would agree that the progress videos aren't necessarily a problem in and of itself, but rather it's how frequently you make them, and sort of like what exactly you're planning on doing with them. And what I mean by that is like I would like there was a reason why I did my update videos every 3 months. The reason why I did mine's every 3 months was because I knew that I needed to, at least like for my very first video was a month after I started AJAT. It was not before, it was after. So I had already been consistent with AJAT for a month straight by the time I made my first video. I didn't do it before because if I talk about it, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be consistent for the next 3 months and be like, yeah, okay, so I've been doing AJAT for 3 months now. It's like, no, like, let me get the first month in, and then I'll talk about my experiences so far with it, and then we'll move on from there. Because if I started, like, while I hadn't done anything yet, it's really, really, really easy to quit. I remember reading something one day where it's like, when you're really trying to achieve something, when you really want to achieve a certain goal really badly, the best thing you can do is to not talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about, or at least if you're going to talk about it, only with a select few people. Or don't like go around blabbering about it. Like it's fine if you talk to people about it, but it's not like, yeah, guys, so I'm learning Japanese, like to like your entire school or something like that. Like, if you do that, you're going to lower the chances of you actually being successful drastically, because you're going to get a false sense of achievement that you're going to feel good about, and then it's going to make you lazy, and you're not going to do what you originally set out to do. And it's very easy to fall into that trap, because I was tempted to quit so many times. And everyone is, but it's a matter of how badly do you want it, and you have to be aware of all the things that can possibly make you quit. And one of those things, at least I think personally, is constantly putting your progress online when you haven't made that much progress. So like, I know people who are making update videos a bit too frequently, and again, I'm not talking badly about them. Like, I love you guys, but I just want to address, because if you didn't know about what problems that arise from that, and for other people also who are unaware, I just want to make sure that people are aware that when you make these update videos, you get a false sense of achievement. And if you do it often, you're going to be much more likely to quit, especially if you're not extremely motivated, or if there isn't something that you really, really want from the language that you're learning. So, yeah, that was basically mostly what I wanted to say. Like, because making these videos, like, it's fine, but you know, you have to consider, like, some of you might be asking, well, it's like, well, you made an introduction video, right? It's like, what about that? It's like, yes, I did, but I did it again. I did it a month after starting AJAT, and so I was already consistent. And please, I'm hoping I'm not repeating myself because I made a previous recording, but like, you want to put in the work before you even talk about it. You don't want to talk about how you're going to put in the work. You put in the work first, and then you talk about it. Because if you talk about putting in the work, you're going to be so much less likely to do anything. Because then you're going to get to it and you're like, well, I kind of already talked about it, and like, that's kind of enough. And you know, I'm like, I'm doing all right. You know, I don't really need to do all of this work. Like, I've already, because like, you feel like you have to do less because you've already talked about how you were gonna do so much. Like, it's weird how it works, but that happens. It just, I don't know, it's how our brains function. And so I wanted to make people aware of this because it's like, I don't usually pay that much attention to what's going on in the language learning community. Like, y'all need to understand, I don't really pay attention to too much of the stuff that Matt's doing now. Like, again, he does his own thing, I kind of do my own thing. I'll like look at the new Anki add-ons, you know, I'll watch some of his videos, but it's like, I'm not paying attention to every single thing that he's doing, or every single thing that he's recommending people to do, or not recommending people to do. And that goes for any other language learner out there. Like, again, I just do my own thing, and I don't even hang out on language learning discords all that much. I only have one discord I hang out on sometimes, but since most people are trying to focus on Japanese, conversations happen, but it's not like where people are sitting in the text chat all day. So that's been pretty good for me. But it's like, it's a thing where like people kind of misunderstand like kind of what the purpose of those videos were, like logging my progress. Like, again, like, you need to understand, it was logging my progress, which means that from the first video, I have already had to make progress first. You know, you want to make the progress first, talk about it later. That's why I don't really talk about like my plans for the future with Japanese and stuff, because it doesn't matter. Because I don't know what I'm going to be doing later on. I don't know if something's going to get in the way or not. But if I've made a good amount of progress, or if there's something that I really feel like it's worth sharing, I'll share it. And, yeah. I think, like, you know, like, you can do what you want, really. But the fact of the matter is the most of the people who ever start learning languages fail. Or is not, rather than saying fail, they quit. And sometimes it's valid reasons. Some of them it's like, I don't know if I would consider that a valid reason, but I mean, I guess any reason to quit is, I guess, quote unquote, a good reason. But you know, if you really want it, if you really want to get good at Japanese for whatever reason, you know, it's like, what matters more, like you feeling a bit better, you know, and not do Japanese, or like do Japanese now and thank your future self, like. Because I know if I didn't start learning Japanese early, I would have regretted it. I mean, now, like, even when I don't do a lot of Japanese for a good while, I still retain, like, a good enough amount to where I can easily jump back in at pretty much any time. Like, I can go back to reading books immediately, watching shows immediately. And learning new things doesn't take as much effort as it used to be. So, you know, it's like, just be aware of sort of some of these pitfalls. I mean, I might talk about some more of these at some point later on, but you guys don't have to take this video too much to heart, I guess. You know, you can just do your own thing, but I just kind of wanted to rant about this because it was just kind of on my chest, and so I thought I'd talk about it in case it might benefit some people. And no, don't expect regular uploads, but I like, hopefully once in a while, like, I'll upload something that isn't like garbage, and might hopefully be interesting to you guys. But yeah, you know, it's not like I'm like some content creator. Like, I'm just a guy who just like records himself like talking about how he learned Japanese. Like, that's really all I do. But yeah, anyways, enough of ranting. I guess it's about time to head out. So yeah, yeah, peace, guys. I don't want to make this video any longer than it needs to be, so I'm gonna just head out now. Peace.